Hi, I'm Petra Miller. I'm a senior marketing manager focused on nonprofit at HSO in the US. And I'm joined today by the wonderful Matthew Case, who works with a lot of our great nonprofit clients. So Matthew, could you please just take a couple moments to introduce yourself and then we'll jump right in.
Absolutely. I'm Matthew Case. I'm a consulting director with HSO. I work in the CE department, and what we focus on is building solutions for nonprofits and other companies to be able to help better interact with constituents and have process, overhaul existing software systems or processes that kind of were inherited. We work with organizations that are very old and sometimes have very old data and very old processes, very old systems, and they too need their digital transformation. Super glad that HSO has that in-depth relationship with nonprofits.
Talk a little bit about this particular client that we wanted to highlight today. They're a faith-based organization. What challenge did they have? Why did they come to HSO with their issue? What actually was that issue?
Yeah. So as all nonprofits exist in this reality where they're dependent not on a revenue stream from a product or service that they offer, but from generous donations from institutions and individuals. The way that you collect that, right? Money collection and money exchange has changed drastically, even in the past decade, right? Where a lot of these interactions and transactions are happening just digitally. And also the point of sale. It's like, I'm not mailing a check-in anymore to any organization. I just pay online, right? And maybe even through a link in an email or a Venmo, right? Like there's lots of ways to pay. And faith-based organizations don't have the money to innovate as quickly and turn around a new software program. So they were entrenched in software and processes that had been in place and were working, but had not innovated or aged well. They were drawn to the Microsoft Cloud for Nonprofit because Microsoft had spent so much time and effort developing a solution that was very specific and catered to nonprofits. And that gives them an advantage where they don't have to customize from scratch the CE platform. They can instead use a lot of the existing lingo and entities, or data types, right? Constituents, donors, donations, right? A lot of those things that we would typically figure out during a discovery or need to verify with them is already baked into the platform. So they were really excited about that. They were excited about the ability to have out-of-the-box integrations that exist for payment processing, and also, future ability to have portals, right? People can just make donations online. So there was a lot of things where then they needed a digital transformation, which a lot of nonprofits do. And this was an easy way to get a lot of functionality in one project, right? They didn't have to engage with a ton of different vendors and a ton of customization. So we were able to build that with them, listen to their end users, and really understand the issues that they were facing, the modernization of the payment processing, all of that they were able to figure out. One of their big concerns too was just like, hey, we've got these reoccurring donations that are happening where a person's like every month they're paying, $10, an individual, or an institution that every year donates $100,000, right? So those different aspects, they were really concerned about, well, can we move these things over? Is HSO going to be able to make this a seamless transition? And we were able to do that with them, right? The format of the tool really allowed us to be able to move those things over and seamlessly continue their donation and not interrupt their revenue stream, which is essential for a nonprofit.
What particular modules, what particular parts of it did they actually implement for to to address the challenges they had?
Yeah. So the fundraising and engagement module, also commonly referred to as F&E, is the main thing that they were attracted to so that they could better account for, track, and follow up with donations that were given from individuals and institutions. So the ability to have automation in terms of the thank yous that go out and just acknowledging the donations that people have been giving. Also, how you allocate funds or how you track the use of funds gets really messy in nonprofits in general. That's something all of the nonprofits that I've worked with have struggled with, is the ability to say like, okay, this person or organization gave us 10 grand, but they want it to go to this specifically. And, how do I make sure that that goes to the specific programs? So again, inside of the fundraising and engagement module, you're able to connect the funds or the donation or even a commitment, right, that somebody's making. You're able to tie it to a specific program and ensure that that money goes to that program. And that's super important too, in the full circle of going back to your generous donor, whether it be an institution or an individual, and telling them the story, saying, hey, this is how your funds were used. So they were excited about all those prospects. They are early on in their journey, but they have adapted well and been able to transition well and are excited about the enhanced functionality and the fact that it's all based in the cloud. So they can access it more easily and be able to do their jobs efficiently.